You are watching János Presents, hosted by János the Talking Gorilla.
Hello everyone, welcome to János Presents. I am your host, János the Talking Gorilla. Our feature presentation for this episode is Night of the Living Dead from 1968, directed by George A. Romero and featuring Dwayne Jones, Judith O'Dea, Marilyn Eastman, Carl Hardman, Judith Ridley, Keith Wayne, and Russell W. Striner. In 1953, widescreen aspect ratios became standard in motion pictures, and color cinematography became the norm in 1966, so a black and white film in the 4:3 aspect ratio was an oddity in 1968. George Romero wanted this film to have the look of a newsreel to give it a documentary feel. Night of the Living Dead was a game changer in how zombies were depicted in pop culture. It should be noted that the term zombie is not actually used in Night of the Living Dead. The undead creatures were called ghouls. It was later film critics who would call Romero's creatures zombies. In earlier films such as White Zombie and I Walked with a Zombie, zombies were associated with voodoo. There is this earlier film, Plan 9 from Outer Space, in which the dead were revived by invaders from outer space, but it's unlikely that Romero was influenced by it. This film is in the public domain due to a failure to include a copyright notice when the distributor changed the title from Night of the Flesh Eaters to its current title. Night of the Living Dead spawned numerous sequels, such as Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead, which are copyright protected. For this reason, this film series could be seen as a kind of shareware media franchise, similar to the Doom and Wolfenstein 3D video games of the 90s, in which the first episode is free, while subsequent episodes are monetized. A good source of information on Romero and Night of the Living Dead is the 1983 book Midnight Movies by J. Haberman and Jonathan Rosenbaum. After graduating from college in 1960, Romero started his film career with commercials and short film. One of his short films was a sketch for Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, in which Mr. Rogers himself undergoes a tonsillectomy. Along with Night of the Living Dead, Romero directed the sequels Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead, and Diary of the Dead. Romero also directed 1977's Martin, 1973's The Crazies, 1988's Monkey Shines, and 1982's Creepshow. Romero also created the 1980s horror anthology TV series Tales from the Dark Side. George A. Romero was a longtime fan of the 1950s EC horror comics of his youth, and this influence was often apparent in his films. Dwayne Jones played the part of Ben. Before becoming an actor, Jones was a Phelps-Stokes Exchange Fund scholar in Niger, taught literature at Long Island University, and was the head of the English department at Harlem Prep. Jones completed a Master of Arts degree in communications at NYU between shootings of Night of the Living Dead. He would later play roles in 1973's African-American horror film Ganja and Hess, Losing Ground, a 1982 drama film, 1984's hip-hop drama Beat Street, and Vampires, a direct-to-video release from 1986. Judith O'Dea played the part of Barbara. After Night of the Living Dead, she appeared in the 1978 TV miniseries The Pirate, the 2003 thriller Claustrophobia, also known as Serial Killer, and 2005's October Moon, an independent LGBTQ horror film. The part of Harry Cooper was played by Carl Hardman. Besides acting in it, Hardman was also one of the producers. He also appeared in 1999's The Devil Ant and the 1996 slasher Santa Claus, that's C-L-A-W-S. Marilyn Eastman played the part of Helen Cooper. Eastman began her career playing a secretary on a 1960 episode of Perry Mason. She appeared as a vampire in commercials for Commonwealth Plumbing on a local Pittsburgh-based TV show, Chiller Theater. She would later appear in 1995's comedy film House Guest, and along with Carl Hardman, she also appeared in Santa Claus. Thank you so much for watching János Presents. Be sure to like and subscribe. You've got good taste.